Right now, we are going live. Hey, this is your boy Jay, the I Am, on the Very Opinionated Show. Uh, this show is consists of opinions, and let's get pay some bills real quick. The views expressed in this podcast are for informational and purpose only, and do not constitute professional advice. Opinions are those of the hosts and guests, and do not reflect official policy or position. Now we done paid our bills, and let's jump right into it. On tonight, we're gonna be talking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Is it the same as with Dr. King? And we are going to also be hitting on the subject of the rapture that's supposed to have been taking place on the 23rd. And I think we all missed that one. And tonight we are with my boy, with my main man Rod T, and the big time historian, Mr. Charles. Come on, say something to the people, Rod T.
Rod T, the building. Appreciate you. Appreciate the invite, Unc. And I just want to say this. You know, when I was growing up, I got 3 uncles that I grew up with. But shout out to the other 2. But Unc Jason was the one I wanted to be just like when I was growing up. But so I appreciate you having me on the show.
Oh, my love you, my boy. You love y'all, man. Love you, dog. Come on, Charles.
He wasn't expecting that.
I know he wasn't. I had to get him.
I mean, what is to say? I met Tig probably in the 90s. Or was it?
Yeah, but it was it was the late 90s, because that's when I started working at Fort Bend, like 99, something like that.
So Tig been a friend for all those years. If I need I actually, you can have associates and you call them buddies, but I consider Tig a friend, and even me and my wife discussed that. I mean, I can call him for anything, and he's always there. And really, he's basically about the only one in Houston that I call a friend. I got a lot of firefighter buddies, but that's about it.
Now you heard that, Rod?
I heard. Can I ask one question? How was Unc Jason when you met him, and as opposed to how he is now? Is it a big difference, or was he a little more crazier, or because he? I never heard any let's just say crazy stories from Unc. He tried to, keep me and my brother away from that. So you got any crazy stories, Mr. Charles?
No. Actually, Tig always had a personality that was a friendly personality. I mean, he don't meet no strangers. But I got a funny story. That,
I'm all ears.
That he know what I'm talking about. Over my house, I had to trick him to.
He tricked me several times.
I don't know if Rodney needs you want to hear that part of it, but
I would hear that.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad.
He tricked me. Yeah, he tricked me several times, but I mean, it was all good. It was
kind of like. Well, I put it like, hey, Rodney, I put it like this.
Okay.
It's kind of like in a house. I was in the bedroom. We was in the living.
Well, you going in and out, Charles.
I guess internet don't want to hear that story.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, so now let me see. Let me say that. I can see Rodney. I couldn't see you. So what on each one of you all screens, what could you see?
I could.
We can see you.
So the first thing.
I can hear you.
Okay. Hey, the first thing you asked about was you asked about the rapture, right? Okay. In what religion are you talking about? We talking about Christianity. Look, no other religion believe in a rapture.
Right.
So let's just get that out of the way. If you're a Christian, That's what you
Yeah,
believe, right?
you believe that if you're a
Yeah.
Christian, you
Am I
believe
making
in
sense
God.
here?
You're
Yeah.
making plenty
But
of
if
sense.
you Islam, the only Christians believe that a rapture was coming. Okay,
Yeah.
Right, right. But did you see?
so
But did you
I
see all
mean,
the people
look, in
were
another
waiting on?
conversation,
And I think it was this. I think it was this.
huh?
This pastor out of Kenya was on his podcast, and he was doing the countdown, and he had several people on there, and he was saying, "Well, we're going to revisit this tomorrow." And I'm like, man, y'all quit playing and mocking God in this situation. Or the
Yes. Yeah.
don't do that. Just that was my thing. But hey, what we're going to do is we're going to get back into it live, and we're going to
This
go
ain't the
to
first time this happened, right?
yeah. This not the
This
first
ain't the
time.
first time. They did this back in 17, 18.
Right,
No,
right,
they did this back in the 17, 1800s.
Yeah.
What these people had, these people selling. I was watching the news, and y'all probably will. They were talking about people selling homes. Somebody giving away a car
right.
for $5,000.
Yeah, a lot of
So
a lot of people got caught up into this stuff. But hey, look, we're gonna get back deep into it. Give me a quick minute break on this.
yes, sir.
All right, we are back here live on the Very Opinionated Show with Rod T and my main man, Mr. Charles, the historian. Look, Doc, let me say this here. Um, we all been taught in growing up in church about religiosity and being not being sent to hell and all this other stuff and waiting on the rapture and all that other stuff. And there's scriptures that we have read, whether it is in the New Translation, whether it's the King James Version, said, "No man knoweth the hour of time which the Son of Man coming back." You have people say, "Hey, look, all of that was stories that were put together to bring fear into the religious, I would say, in the religious community." And of course, it was also a I would say a manual script for slaves to be stricken with fear about hell and heaven. And meanwhile, the oppressor was having a heaven here on earth, and we was experiencing the earthly hell by their wicked hand. Now, and you have people still believing that God is going to rapture them up from all of this mess and racism and all of this sexism and all this other stuff going on, and and it looked like it's the people has to make things change if you want to see any changes. Uh, Now, Rod, I know your mom, and we all grew up. Your granddad was an evangelist, and
Yeah.
your uncle's licensed and ordained minister. And when I have done this research, you know, we've been lied to. We've been told false tales. We've been uh, given wrong information. especially when I attended CBS, College of Biblical Studies, and I started, learning even from those professors who shared with me, Rod, that uh, it just really was a lesson just to be taught,
Yeah.
and more of to oppress God's people. And when I mean God's people, is that His chosen people. And
Mm.
and and when we said chosen people, I'm just saying the ones that actually have the fear of God, for their
Mm.
lives. They live more on a spiritual basis than a religious basis. But give me your intake or your input, I'm sorry,
Mm.
on this 9/23/25 rapture that has been going around, and people looking around, and I heard so many excuses, but give me your input on it, and tell me what you think about it.
Brother Charles said something interesting. He said that they've been doing this since the 1800s, 1700s, and I didn't know about that, but I do remember my mom telling me that I think it was 1988. I don't know what preacher or somebody said that it was going to happen then, and it didn't happen,
Right,
and I think that for the people that what's the word looking for? For the people that don't believe in Christianity or always looking to find flaws in it, this is just more ammunition for them. You know what I mean? But
right,
I
right,
when I scroll through social media, I see a lot of people making jokes about it, and you know and like you and Brother Charles said, we don't really know what's gonna happen when we die. You know what I'm saying? But like
right, right,
I growing up how I grew up, I choose I follow Christianity, so it's like
right, right,
they kind of what's the word now it's kind of like darts being thrown at what I believe, but
right,
I am reminded to look at
right,
all the facts, not just follow
right,
blindly. Okay, this is what I've been told. I am willing to listen to information or new other opinions and everything, but
right,
it's like just sticking to this. um I saw a lot of jokes being made over social media,
right.
talking about you know please please rapture not get this parking spot,
Right.
stuff like that.
Hey, can you see that? I'm gonna show you something. Can you see that picture?
Now you gotta I can't see it. Yeah, I see that.
You got an idea who that might be or what that is?
It looked like a king, but I can't really see.
That's it.
It's a king.
Look at what he got on. Look, look feminine, right?
Yeah, you do.
Is that King James?
That's who put your Bible together.
Yeah,
Oh, that's King James. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard
Look,
yeah.
look,
stories about him.
hey, look at his shoes.
Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah.
So, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. T probably ain't told you where I stand on that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll put it like this here, Rod. Uh, because I bring in charge and let him, because that's why I call him Mr. Historian, because
Mm,
he does his research diligently, and I'm always was a conscious person,
mm,
always.
yeah.
A lot of stuff didn't add up for me being in the ministry and being behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff was doing. Even Dad, your granddad, even told
Yeah.
me before he died, uh, he was looking at things differently. A lot of people didn't know that. He
Didn't
said
know
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, man, I think we've been kind of bamboozled into
Mm,
uh, uh, this world of religion,
mm.
and God did not call for religion. He called us to live more spiritually,
Okay.
and uh, it made sense. For me, because of things that started happening. When I told you about family secrets, when
Yeah.
we did our show on that, and how
Yeah.
the pastor slept with my wife, and all that other stuff. And I'm like, okay, this can't be God. There's no way,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it began to question my belief in Christianity. And
Mm,
then when the more research I did, and of course, as Mr. Charles tell you that he would trick me to come to his house and watch these tapes. And And it was like, honestly, I would tell you, I don't know if I was wanting to get upset and get up and just walk out, or to continue to just watch it and open my third eye up to what it was being done to our people as a whole. And of course, it made all sense. It made all sense. It made all sense, and what the information that was being brought up. So I just kind of like, you know what? Let me pull back and scale back and just do the research.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna come at him. So I'm gonna show you some pictures here, right? This is another picture. That's Apollo, the Roman god, back in 300.
I heard that name because school I went to, our mascot was Apollo's.
What's behind it? What's shining behind his head?
Sun.
When you see a picture of Jesus, what's behind his head all the time?
Sun, light, bright light, sun.
Okay. What day you go to church?
Sunday.
What day?
Sunday.
Sun day. The day of the sun. Okay. Monday's Moon Day, Tuesday's Mars Day, Wednesday's Mercury Day, Thursday's Star Day, Friday's Friday, and Saturday is Saturn.
Saturday is what? Say it again?
Saturn. They worship the planet Saturn. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm alluding to, I guess why Ted kind of pulled me in. I'm not trying to sway your opinion of what you think. I'm just throwing something at you ain't never heard before. Okay. That makes sense? Makes sense, Ted?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you some questions too. That god you saw was Apollo, and all your planets, Mars, Neptune, Saturn, they are named after Roman and Greek gods. You never heard that, right?
No.
Okay. So the New Testament was put together by the Catholic Church. You never heard that? They had a council. Constantine was the Roman emperor in 325 AD. They had a council called a Nicaea, Nicea council. You can look it up, where he gathered 300 and some bishops together to put these books together. If you ever watched the History Channel, you done saw what they call the lost books of the Bible, right? That's the one they discarded.
Right.
So the only book that ever existed was the Old Testament. So they merged it with the New Testament. Constantine was a sun worshiper. His god was Apollo. I just showed you right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I'm alluding to, the next thing is this. How did blacks end up becoming Christians? So who gave us the Bible? The European, the white man, right?
Yeah. The oppressor, yeah.
Yeah. We was brought here slaves, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, this is what I always tell T. When a police pull you over, the first thing he does is ask you for your license. He go back to his car. What is he doing with your license?
Running
your record, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's just check the record of the people that gave us the Bible. Okay. I'm making sense.
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay. Look here. They brought us here as slaves. They brought us here as slaves in a ship. You don't know about it. What they call that ship? T. They named it Jesus, right? After that the ship that the slave master used. So what I'm alluding to, they brought us here as ships. They packed us like sardines. All that died, they threw them overboard for the sea life. When we got here, they brought you to Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama, put you on the dock. You know about this, sold you like cattle, right?
Yeah.
Now let's go back. So we're talking about maybe 1600s they brought us here. They didn't give you the Bible then. We didn't have the Bible then, right?
No, because it wasn't put together.
It wasn't meant for you to have.
Right.
Okay. So all we doing is thinking. Okay. Okay. So this is what I'm getting at. Okay. Then when they brought us here, they wouldn't let you study the Bible. If you got caught reading, he would kill you. Now let's just talk about the record. Let's take the driver license of the European. Let's check his driver license record. Okay. They conquered what they call Mexico, right? Cortez conquered Mexico. It used to be the Mayans, Incas. You done heard of those back then? Okay. Yep. They conquered Mexico. They colonized Africa. They colonized India. They colonized the Native America. History said, their history, that they killed over 100 to 150 million Native Americans. You know what I said? They colonized Hawaii. They took Hawaii from. So what am I saying? They dropped a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You heard of that? The atom bomb? Oh, yeah. Okay. So this person with this record, when you got stopped and you had a record, he gonna put you in jail. He need to be put in jail for all this stuff he done did.
Right. He should.
Yeah. So his record doesn't add up. So what I'm getting at is this. So you stole me, you sold me, you raped me, you stole my land and stole everything. So when did God start endorsing rape, murder, and theft?
Yeah, he did not promote that. That I know he did not promote.
Yeah. So now we're thinking is this. He had a school. You studied history, had 13 colleges. You couldn't even go to school. So they say he gave us the Bible to make us more docile. In other words, if you worship in the same God as me, you're not my enemy. That makes sense?
Right.
Yeah. So the point I'm making is this. So when he gave us the Bible, the church you go to right now, any white people in it?
Yeah.
Very few. The point I'm making is every Sunday, church is segregated. Your school was segregated. You live. So wait a minute. You the person that brought me God. I didn't know nothing about King James Bible.
Right.
You gave it to me. But I'm looking at, I done took your driving license and I done pulled your record. It ain't adding up.
It don't add up.
Yeah.
I mean, am I making sense here?
Yeah, a lot actually. A lot.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is, okay, I always use this here on T. So you're a believer, right? Right.
Yeah.
You tell people you're a believer. You hear that all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I want you to think. Okay. So I use this example. Me and you and Tig, after we get off this podcast, we're going to go to Stop and Go. We're going to walk in. This is an example. You got a guy buying something, the cashier taking money from. We're going to go back to the back and get some soda pop, chips, whatever. In the process of us at the cooler, the cashier going to say, hey, that guy just robbed me. Did y'all see it? No, man, it wasn't like it was Trump or Shaq or Michael Jordan. You know, I walked in, I saw the guy. You do it all the time. You don't really pay no attention, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what he says is, well, I'm going to call it off. So y'all stay right here, and I need to talk to the police. Okay, so here come the law. So, T, did you, well, I saw him. I didn't really, he might have had on some blue pants, Rodney. He might have had a white shirt. Okay, I'll tell you what, guy. Next Friday, next Saturday, 5 days, and I'm gonna have a lineup. Y'all all come down there, and I want y'all to see if y'all see this person. Okay, we go down to this lineup. They got 12 people. So, Charles, what you see? I don't know, but I believe it might be number 2. What about you, Rodney? I believe it might be number 6. Tig said, I just don't know. So what did I say when I said I believe? What did I say? What am I saying there?
You trying to convince him. You convince.
No, I'm telling you that I don't know. Believe means you don't know.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
yeah.
He asked Rodney, and Rodney said he might have had some blue, but I don't know, man. I believe it might be number 5. So what? So we run around there hollering that we believers and don't even know what the word means. It's because it's come through time. Yeah. That's what we're being told.
Yeah.
Now it would appear if I sit down with somebody that's deeply religious, they would say, well, I'm anti-Christ. No, I'm just provoking you to think.
Yeah.
That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's what I did with Rail. And so, look, to me, religion is a good thing. It keeps society in check.
Yeah.
So if 70% of the society in church and the other 30% they're in Texas Department of Correction. So religion teaches the laws of the land. If you steal, Rodney, where you gonna go?
You're going to jail.
If you lie, like Lil' Kim, what you gonna go?
Jail.
If you kill, where you going?
Jail.
Okay. The church teaches you that every week, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like my thing is, and Tia kind of let me have the flow here on this one. But look, I'm like this. I went to elementary, I went to middle school, and I went to high school. So what if I had to write a little thesis or notebook? What did you learn out of that? I learned how to read, write,
and
count.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so I was raised in the church. My uncles was ministers. Okay, so I'm raised in the church. I'm gonna write a thesis on the church. What did you learn? Love thy neighbor. Don't kill nobody. Don't lie to nobody. Yep. So this is from my perspective. You don't need to tell me this every Sunday. I don't need to go there no more. I got it. I got what you
got. Yeah.
If that's making sense. I got the principle that you're teaching me. But he want me to come back every Sunday. So let's do this, right? So let's just, I always tell I still call Tig Reverend Tig. Hey. and heels. And so let's do this. Let's take God. This is an example. We're gonna lay him on the couch. Us three gonna be psychiatrists. We're gonna get in God's head. This metaphor, you know that's impossible.
Right.
So, I'm with you.
So watch this. Now this. So this is what the Bible says. It says that God looked up, to put it in a short story, God looked down upon the earth, saw his people running array in sin. So you know what? I'm gonna go down there and impregnate a mortal woman, and my son is gonna walk the earth, and that's gonna be a guiding light. Am I right so far? Okay. Now God got to pick a woman. He didn't pick Michelle Obama. He didn't pick Melania Trump. He picked a carpenter's wife.
Right.
You watch what I'm saying now. Okay. He picked a carpenter's wife, and the child was born out in the nighttime, in the cold, not in the castle, right?
Right.
And then when the child came out, the child rode a donkey, didn't even have a church. He's dealt with the poor. That man is a wino. Every time I see him, he's drinking wine. Didn't he say that?
Yeah.
Now watch this. I'm gonna tell you about the Catholic Church. Watch this. All the churches that you see, and Tig saw this years ago, all the church, they're a replica of the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Look, the Pope when he go on tour on the world, you know how Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley got all them costumes?
Yeah.
He got all them costumes just like an entertainer.
Yeah, it's true.
What do preachers do? Wait a minute. Why you got an airplane? Why you driving a Bentley? Why you driving a Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
And I'm looking
Helicopter.
at the story that I'm teaching. Jesus was riding a donkey. Back then, they had a white horse was the and the the coach where the king rode in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, riding. Nowadays some people get buried in like the old fashioned the coach and the horses pulling them. I had a cousin.
Wow.
I mean, it was fab. So wait a minute, this ain't lining up with what the story is saying about Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus
true.
walked the earth as a poor man.
He
So
did.
my thing is about religion. If you're in the first ward preacher trying to teach you how to get to the third ward trying to teach you how to get to the suburb. It's
Right.
all about money.
It's all it is. Now I know I
Yeah.
was waiting for you to get to that part. I was waiting.
Yeah.
Hold your thought. Hold your thought. Hold your thought. We're gonna do a 30-second break.
All right,
We'll be right back with the Very Opinionated Show.
I ain't running.
All
Okay.
right, we are back here live on the Very Opinionated Show, and we left off with Brother Charles he was laying the history down to
Business.
us. Come on, finish up, Doc, because if we are not challenged, we remain unchanged. Come on.
Okay, we're on the money now. So the church teaches prosperity. Let's use an example. The more money you got, the more that they say God has blessed you and your dad and my mama and your dad, your mother, Rodney, go to church every day, week working, struggling, and more loyal to God than any of them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about LeBron, them, and any of them. You get my point?
Right,
But
Yeah.
right.
they say, well, I'm blessed by God. Well, what about my mama? What about Reverend Tig Daddy?
Yeah.
I mean, who's more loyal? So somebody lying here. Look, I prove your point. They had a preacher called Tig, what they called the person.
Yeah.
Carlton Pearson will come under what was that band name?
Oral Robinson.
Oral Roberts. Come under Oral Roberts.
On the road,
Somewhere down the line, Carlton Pearson started studying and he started talking like me. This man had 25,000, 30,000 people to church.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And
I remember him.
he started teaching and they deserted that church. Now, I'm going to prove something to you. This is what the preacher tell you. The Lord is blessing me. Okay, watch this. As soon as Carlton Pearson lost all them people, the next thing, when they showed the church, what was in the front yard? A sign. The church was for sale. Why? Why is the church for sale? And you telling me every Sunday that God is blessing the church. Why is it for sale?
Exactly.
Because me and Rodney and Tig ain't giving money no more.
Yep.
Sound like a business to me.
It is a business.
That's the whole point, right?
He said it all the time.
Look, Rod, that's one of the, I would say, the tale that your grandfather shared, that he said, when after 30-something years, I have finally realized that the church is a business, and it's a big business. And if you ain't in a certain clique, you don't get the big church. I couldn't understand at first. They were always saying my dad, because my dad was an AME. He was African Methodist Episcopal pastor, and they would send him to the smaller churches, but they would send them other rascals, and that's what I'm gonna call them. They get them big churches with 3, 4, 5,000, 10,000 members. And my dad's struggling, people less than 100 people there in the country. So, you got these country churches, man, ain't nobody going out there to them country churches. So it made I would say his family struggle on the finance part. But then he realized, he said, man, I didn't want to be in no clique, because he had a pastor to tell him, and I told Mr. Charles this story. He had a pastor told him, well, since your wife don't travel with you, you might well get you a woman on the side. And this we're talking about a bishop that told him that. A bishop.
Wow. Never heard this.
See, this is stuff, some of the stuff I don't share, but when it's time for me to share, I will share. But that was one of the things he told me, and he said, I don't know why. He said, you remember this guy? And I'm not gonna say his name. I I'm not gonna say his name. Right, but I call him a rascal. And he told my dad, well, since your wife don't travel with you and all that, hey, get your woman on the side. Like I'm like, what? We used to go to this man's house, and all this so crazy. And I said, man, look, right there, he pretty much, my dad was preparing me because he knew that, he taught us. He
didn't really just open the whole box up, but as you got older, you knew what he was talking about now.
Exactly, because of my observation. Remember, I always tell you, Rob, observation is your best teacher.
Oh yeah.
Just look. You ain't got to say one word. And just observe. Just observe.
Can I say a couple things?
Go ahead.
Before turned live on, I said, man, you jumping into the high five tonight. You coming out swinging. And y'all show have not disappointed, but I want to say this, like, it's people close to me, that when Charles was just saying what he was saying, wouldn't ain't trying to hear what he's saying. But I say this, I haven't been to church in quite a while, but like everything y'all been saying, like what I believe and like I believe in a higher power and all that, but like the religion part of it don't sit right with me, because it's like maybe out of all the pastors and preachers I've seen, clips of and all that, it's this one guy that Messiah Boss put me on. I forgot his name. What he's saying lines up with with what they say in the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he's not really a big name like that. I forgot his name, but that's like the only one that I've seen that I've come across. I'm like, okay, I might can listen to what he's saying. But but I've had conversations with people where they told me, the Bible you read is not the whole Bible. Parts have been taken out. I'm like, oh, okay. So I want to know what the real Bible say. You know what I'm saying? Before I can really like say, because like I told Charles, I believe, I'm a Christian and all that. I believe in a higher power, but like the religion, I was already kind of out on that anyway. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's certain people that's not trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're talking about. But
so,
like, let me ask you this right quick. Have you ever heard of the Gnostic Bible?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Charles, I'm gonna let you have that one, because that's the missing books of the Bible that you probably never would heard of.
Yeah,
I had it. I went and bought that book, and I loaned it to a friend of mine. I haven't gotten it back yet. You know how long that been? That been probably about 10 years ago. I haven't got that book back.
Hey, well, look. So I'm kind of go a little deep. So don't leave me, Rodney. Okay,
I'm out there. I'm here.
So what they did, Constantine was an emperor. He was a murderer. They called him Constantine the Great, just like Alexander the Great. Ain't nothing great about them fellas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Constantine, they say he killed his wife, his brother, his brother-in-law was a general and was running, like, for instance, if Houston broke into north, west, southwest, they had different, like, but I don't know what they called them back in that time, but they had general run. Constantine wanted complete power like Trump. He wanted everything. So he had his brother-in-law killed and had his son killed so he wouldn't rise up. Okay, so what they did was this. They had turmoil. When Constantine, this is what the white historians are saying. When Constantine wanted to grab control of the whole Roman thing, the Christians at that time helped him fight that war. He was still a sun worshiper. He was worshiping the god Apollo. So, but what he did was he let them worship Christianity, because you had other factions that were fighting the Christians and they was warring with each other. Now, let me ask you this. I'm going to go back to that. So like Tick said, the lost books of the Bible, they had a sect, they called them the Gnostics. Well, they was going out. The Catholic Church was killing people. The Catholic Church had an army. If you was a non-believer, they'd kill you, man. So
yeah,
I give it. Look, now I'm gonna don't. What I'm about to say is you probably ain't never heard it, but look, in this circle over here, what I'm in, the Bible is a book of mythology. Look, I'm gonna say this. It's based on astrology and sun worship. Okay, now look, what I'm telling you is not what you worship. I'm just telling you something you ain't never heard from another side.
Yeah.
So like you were saying like that. Look, okay, it's kind of like it's based on astrology, sun worship. Okay. How many signs in a zodiac? 12.
12, yeah.
How many months in a year?
12.
How many apostles?
12.
How many tribes of Israel?
12.
How many sons of Jacob?
12.
I'm
seeing a theme.
Okay, you seeing the thing. Okay, now watch this. It's based on this, like I say, astrology and sun worship. Constantine was a sun worshiper. Look, you done heard of the Greek god named Zeus, right?
Yep.
Okay, what was his son name? Hercules.
Hercules.
Okay, this is what historians are saying. Hercules was half man and half God. What was Jesus? Okay, Zeus, Zeus, take the Z out and put a J in front of what you got.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, I got another one for you. Spell the word good.
G-O-O-D.
And take O out. Take O out.
It's God.
Okay, put a D in front of evil.
Devil.
When you go to church, don't the preacher say, God, the devil is evil. God is good.
He do.
Now watch this. In the Bible, they call us sheep, right?
Yep.
What did the preacher call?
Shepherd.
Pastor.
Pastor.
He called a pastor. Okay. Yeah. Why do you keep sheep in the country? You keep them in a pasture. I'm from the country. We had fences with cows in the pasture. We let them graze.
Yeah. In the pasture.
Yeah. So they call the preacher what? The pastor.
The pastor.
Okay. Now, another one is religion. Every word got a root word to it. Okay. So the word legion is like a military legion or legionnaires.
Yeah.
So
watch this, Rob.
When you put the word religion, repeat, rewind, redo, restart, what are you saying? Every Sunday, don't you go to church? Over time, they repeat the same stories over and over and over and over.
Yep.
Man, I didn't heard I didn't heard the Sunday school, the Good Shepherd, the Good Samaritan, man, the woman by the well. Every Sunday, every third quarter, it's constantly the same thing. And when I became youth minister, I said, "Why I'm teaching these kids the same story that when I was growing up?" And I asked one of the head deacons at the time, God rest his soul. Man, I said, why are we this the same thing? I said, was this story when you was, and he like in his like 70s, and we talking about 70. I'm like in my like late 30s going into my early 40s, and I'm asking him, these the same story? So it like nothing changed. Now my thing is I'm going to always, and Charles know how I am. I'm going to lean more on the spiritual side of life. Period. I believe people need to really recognize spirituality and then religiosity. And I did brought that up during mom funeral because too many times, oftentimes we focus on the religious side of life instead of the spiritual side of life. Because once you die, that's it. Your body is done with. You ain't no more walking around. You can forget that. Your spirit goes to wherever it comes from. I believe that it goes back to where it comes from. You know, Uh, but let's switch gears. I don't want to.
You came out hot, huh?
I don't want.
Hey, Rev, let me say one more thing to him.
Okay.
You ever heard this, Rodney? We live in a solar system.
Yeah.
What solar mean? The sun.
Sun.
The sun makes everything works.
Yeah.
So the Bible said the SON, which is the SUN, will come on every cloud to see. Don't the sun come up every day?
They do.
Huh?
They do.
So is that the second coming of Christ?
Yeah. Hey.
Every morning he comes.
So this is what we saying is here, man. Religion, like you said, is created to control the masses. Look, the white mass is controlled just like us. Okay, yeah. So they don't know no different. So I'm gonna let back to the Gnostic. The Gnostic. Let me ask you this, Rod. Why nobody in the Bible got a last name?
You say what?
Why nobody in the Bible got a last name?
Good question. I ain't never thought about that.
Hey, if you was to tell me, I got a cousin in Dallas named Robert, and I go to Dallas and start looking for Robert, will I find him? I got to have a last name, right?
You gotta have a last name, at least.
So you can't trace nothing if you don't have a last name, right?
True.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But I'm gonna tell him one thing the Gnostic said. The story about the Hebrews, Moses leading the Hebrews out of Egypt. The Gnostics saying that's a mythical story. And what they saying is this. When a baby is inside of a woman's womb, she's in bondage. When the Egyptian story, the Hebrews in bondage. So when the baby get ready to get delivered, the woman water breaks and it mixed with blood, and the baby head come through a vagina and parts the Red Sea, water and blood.
You get it?
Wow. That sounds a lot like the story I heard.
Yeah. So what they are saying is that these are mythical stories, and the thing about it is, all the stuff that these preachers do, adultery, look, I'm working 2 jobs, passing a plate, and you driving Rolls Royce and Benzes. Look, don't even look. You in Side Park preaching and living out in River Oaks. Joel Osteen. It ain't adding up, man. That's what Tig's saying. So look, the biggest, beautiful building in a black neighborhood is a church.
It's a church.
You go downtown, you see all these Exxon and all this stuff, these big booths. In our community, what's the most beautiful building? The church.
It's always a church. Hey. Now with that being said, Doc, I'm gonna tell you something. Because we can go on for this, but we're gonna take a quick 30-second break, and when we come back, we are going to be hitting on the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I need to know, was it the same as Dr. King? Because both of them got shot in the neck. Let's take a quick break. We are back here live on the Very Opinionated Show. I'm Jay the I Am with Rod T and my main man, Mr. Charles, the historian. All right, guys, let's switch up. Now, everybody heard about this assassination of Charlie Kirk. I had a couple of friends of mine who worked in law enforcement saying, of course, they say it was a setup. I don't know. Anytime anyone gets shot in the neck, they bleed out. They know exactly where they hit because that's one of the main arteries. Brother Charles, he used to be a fireman, so he knows what I'm talking about. He know all the vital signs and all that good stuff. And sure, Dr. King got hit in the neck the same way because they wanted a quick assassination. You bleed out faster that way through one of your main arteries. I don't know, Charles. Give me your intake on if because they showed it several times. The two guys standing behind him making signals. Where to shoot, when to shoot. Tell me what you think about it, Charles.
I could care a damn, and my reason I don't care if an assassin did it, if a 2-year-old did it. With this guy, it doesn't. Yeah, okay. Now, but this is my thing about this right here. Then if I just met Rodney and I started talking about his family, 15 or 20 things, all negative, Rodney ain't gonna like me. That man said so many things about the black race.
Exactly. And we didn't even kill him.
I have no respect for him. And the thing, and they always talking about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech has consequences.
It does.
You can say stuff and you get consequences. Now, so far as comparing it to Dr. King, really, man. Look. This man was what Moses compared to King. King was Moses.
Right.
He led his people out of slavery, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. At least we was on paper supposed to have equal right, but we still fight for it. But so far as him, like I said, this guy got killed. And and everybody say, well, I don't wish no death on him. I got that too. But the point I'm making is, I have nothing good to say about this man because all he did, and see, Rodney, this is what I said about that. The whole thing, come on. If I get on an airplane, see a black man riding the plane, I'm wondering whether he was put there by a family back. If I see, he talked about Loretta Lynch, he talked about Joy Reid, he talked about the John G. Brown, and this is what I told Ted, and you're going to prove this, and I'm going to let y'all have the floor. Look, when I went to school, and when you was in school, you had white pupils, students, you had black, and you had Hispanic. If everything that he was saying was true, all the white people in the class supposed to come out the top, and the black supposed to come at the bottom. Exactly. It didn't happen in your school like that, did it, Rodney?
Nope. No,
that's a lie. You get my point. Now, everybody that Trump has appointed, Kavanaugh, you can go right out there and find a black. All a judge is an attorney. You can find them, and their resume will be better than any one of them he got on the court.
Of course. See, and come on, Rod. I need you to chime in. I don't know if you could. I know we talked about it briefly earlier, and you really wasn't sure who this guy was, and because I mean, and that's, and I would say it's okay because I be trying to keep up with certain events, and I heard I don't like know of him like in deep or in depth, but the little stuff that I seen, the videos that I seen, it wasn't somebody that was real interested because he pretty much promoted division, and he was more like poking the bear to trying to get stuff started, and nobody was even listening to him. Well, at least from our side, So, but tell me what you think.
A lot like you say, the clips that I saw, because I have friends that I talk to when we go into conversations like this, like the first segment, Charles, he said what he said about religion and he had a great case about the facts that he brought up with the sun guys and everything, but like that conversation, he was trying to have a real convo with
Right.
dudes and women like Charlie Kirk. It seemed like they just trying to get clicks. They're trying to just say, like you say, divisive things to get
Right.
eyes, to get money. You know, you're not really trying to have a real conversation. You're trying to get
Right.
reactions. And I actually got a question. Like, if you know, since we comparing it to Dr. MLK, when Dr. MLK got shot, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure y'all know the history. Did he ride home on Air Force Two? I just want to know. I'm like,
No,
you
he.
know, I heard the dude. I heard, like I said, I heard Charlie Kirk. I heard his name, and like when I thought of him, I thought of, you know, okay, YouTube, you know, debates and all that. But I'm like, why is he riding on you know, on like
But you do,
how that work?
Rodney. But you do know what? Look, man. Okay,
Dude, yeah,
this is my take. Look, Donald Trump is the resurrection of Jefferson Davis and Robert E. Lee. You got white people still fighting the Civil War. They
Right.
still fighting it. Okay,
In their minds, yeah.
yeah. So Charlie Kirk was a person that was teaching white purity. That he never. I'm tired of white folks trying to analyze my race and tell me what's wrong with us.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with us. You know, and to add, for me is how can someone that is so aggressive towards people of color when we don't even is considered to be a part of this system. And I got a friend of mine. He know who he is. I'm not gonna say his name, but he'll recognize if he's gonna watch the show. Is that? And I told him on several occasions, this system in this society, Roger, is not designed for black folks. This system is made up only for white folks. We just live it in their system, and we got to navigate through the bullshit to get to where we need to be at. Now, I mean, we can call it like it is. Dr. King kind of realized it at the end of his journey that he didn't lead his people into a burning building. That's why he said it. He said, because I should have never asked to try to be in the same, work at the same job and eat at the same restaurant. I should have just have it where we was separate. We, you know, we stay on this side of the track and y'all stay on that side of the track. But what I discovered is white society cannot function without seeing the jealousy of blacks when they was successful. Tulsa riots, you know, Greenwood, you know, a few more of the places, Rosewood, stuff like that. And you know, they didn't want to see none of that. And they seen it, and to this very day, they would tell you in a minute, like Central Park is on top of a black town. You know, Lake Tahoe been flooded out, flooded the white town, so it's a black town under the Lake Tahoe. But all these people go every year and just boat party and get drunk and do all this other stuff, and it's a black town. It's buried underneath. So, you know, even white kids, they don't know the history on that, and they only believe in what their parents is teaching them, what the education system is teaching. And this is what I want to know. Let me just throw this out while I'm talking about this education stuff. I noticed that it's always white teachers teaching our kids of color. I mean, we talking about a lot of them. We ain't talking about just a handful of them. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, certain school districts have a lot of teachers of color. You know, your aunt was a teacher. My sister Rhonda, she was teacher for a long time. Brother-in-law, he was, you know, college teacher as well. You know, so you know, we see this here, and is it the syllabus? Because I'm sure the syllabus that you were taught at Sharpstown High School was not taught at the Black University about Black inventions and stuff like that. Because I never heard of stuff like that. And when I was going to school, my history teacher named Mr. DeWiener. I think he was from Germany. I think he was a creative history teacher. I liked him. I liked the way his style of teaching. But he had to follow a syllabus, so he couldn't teach us Black history of our people. So we never would know about the invention of the stoplight, the green light, refrigerator, the hot cone, hell, even a GPS system. We didn't know. We just didn't know because they didn't teach us that. But I mean, fast forward today, according to Charlie Kirk, Black folks just incompetent. We just couldn't do anything. But that's retarded to me. Why he will make a comment like that? But I will say this here, Rod and Charles: you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow.
Let me ask you this: in real time, both of y'all, if you in if white folks is in an all Black society, do you think they'd be treated fair like you asked them to be treated? No. So in reality, I understand.
Yeah.
Whatever majority that dominates and that's in power, everybody else is a minority. You ain't gonna change it.
Yeah.
If you get my point, if you went to Africa and they was the minority, that's just the facts of life.
And that's how humans be. Yeah. And I talked to a good friend of mine. I'm sorry, y'all. Brother Vincent, and I'm sure he gonna appreciate I mention his name. We talk about that, and to me, if I'm God, and this is what I said. I said if I'm God, I would actually have to make that statement as God said it in the Old Testament. It grieved God that he ever created man, because the stuff that we do to each other. Man, look, I would rid man of all of their stuff. Now, the story of Noah and the cleansing, you know what? I honestly, the way how we treat each other, man, just gonna wipe us out and start all over. we just no earthly good no more. Have you seen what's going on in this society? Have you, man? They kidnapping kids. They drinking.
They never been good, man. Look,
we just ain't no good. Come on, man. We just
so when you open the book up, then it say you were born into a world of sin.
You were born, man. Look, Black. But when you said, when God said it just grieved him like he ever created man, that's just like your daddy telling you, boy, I wish I never made you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, you just turn out to be just a worth of pizza, But I for me, it's kind of sad in the sense, but I understand it. And like
man, they are not going to give up power to you, and just like in my opinion, just like Rodney's mom told him, you teach what you can get out of society and pass it on to your kid.
Yeah.
He'll blow the whole place up before he turn this over to you. So they already programmed. Rodney done work with people. They already programmed that they smarter than us. Right. Everybody, all of us done experienced that, right?
Yeah, I know I have. Now, I don't know, Roger, have you ever experienced any racist remarks or ill? And look, and I'm thinking it was over with during my father and my mother kind of era. I was in Oklahoma in 1988. What? 88 now. 1988.
That wasn't that long ago.
And I had a little kid rode his bike past me on the car, called me, "You nigger, you." And I'm like, who he talking to? And I'm like, and boy, I'm like, boy, good thing I'm on a scholarship and I'm not from this town, because I would have snatched this little.
Hey, Ray,
that sounds like straight from a movie.
I'm like thousands of miles away, so I'm like, no, let me not.
It's 2025, right?
This is 2025, and that
it'll be the same thing in 2095. It ain't changing. Look, man. These people hate us, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They hate us.
Wow.
Now you got good people in every race, but the majority
Exactly.
they hate us. And
Now,
and
now let me say this, y'all, because
I've accepted the fact.
and look here, Rod, and I'm not saying it just to be saying it, you know. And I'm glad, good thing. I'm glad my my wife ain't from
Yeah.
America,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
and she white, but
Yeah.
you know, it's what I would say because she hates when she is labeled. And I told her I get it. I said, but you're in America, that's how they label us. And of course, even when I got Jana birth certificate and her passport, we have to put mixed race, even though Jana looked more like me.
Hey man,
But but look, and I'm trying to plead my I was trying to plead my case with her because she don't. Oh man, Snow will she'll blow up like, don't be calling me. Why? I said, well, you not. I'm just telling you what society said, and you have seen
Yeah.
it on the applications you didn't filled out. They tell you
what Snow
everywhere.
said she wasn't white.
She's like, no, I'm just a freaking female from
Well,
Europe.
hey, sorry, no, hey, look,
She said,
sorry, don't work like that. Hey,
right, right.
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
you down there, and they look at you, that's what you are.
Right, and she had to realize that, and she said it's a disgrace, but and I understand, and I told her, hell, look at us. Why you think black folks been all this time? Well, look at man, I got a name, I educated, you know, I know how to talk, I know how to deal with people, I know how to deal with business, take care, you know, if I need to take care, I know how to talk to people. So why the need for you to call me out of my name? You know, we lost Roderick. But yeah, Charles, man, look, all I know is that man, this been a good talk, man. We got to do more of this. Give me a 30-second break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna do a closeout.
Okay.
All right, we are back here live on the Very Opinionated Show. We are about to close out. Man, it's been a good chat with you guys. Brother Charles, the historian, and my main man, Rod T, my favorite nephew. Uh, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Look,
How many
you know,
nephews you got, man?
I got three. Um,
Mhm.
Al, which is his brother, and then Rhonda, the oldest, is her son. Um, and I'm gonna tell you, man. And my really my next one, because I don't want to extend the show any longer because we are hour in and by 8 minutes in. I really want to talk about the mindset of men and women.
Mm.
You know, the way how we view relationships as well as uh, how other women from other race prefer black men because of who we are and what we
Mm.
are capable of. But that will be on the next one. So get your notes and get all that uh, research in. So when we go in and we can talk about it. Good thing, guys. Any closing remarks? Let me know. Come on, Rod. Rod, you frozen, huh? Come on, Charles.
I wanted to let him know where what I stand with what we call God. I call it the Creator, and
Yes, yes,
you can't convince me no other way that something didn't create all of this. So,
exactly.
so I don't call it God, Allah, Buddha, none of that. I just call it a creator of the universe and earth. And that's the way, and I'm just amazed at the creation of humans, the human eye can see for miles, a bird can fly. Man, we ought to be kissing the ground every day. Praise,
Amen.
praise it.
Amen. Amen to that.
So,
Well,
you got a time limit on that you do that?
yeah. Well, I always do it about an hour. I don't like to, because I don't want it to be
You
bored.
have to pay for that?
No, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to like bore the audience. Let me see if I get Rob back in here so he say something. Rob, you hear me?
Man, my internet was tripping. My fault.
See, I told the internet, man, that whatever internet. But hey, man, give me some closing remarks, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all having the show, and I'll be ready for the next one. And it was really nice getting to talk to you, Charles, because I seen a couple episodes y'all did together, and I like, man, that man he sound real interesting. And you gave I say this, you gave brothers some food for thought. I'm gonna do some research. You know what I mean? I really appreciate talking to y'all.
Yeah. Well, you left. I want to tell you. So you probably asked, okay, so well, what is your feeling about? I call it the creator. Whatever created the universe and the heaven and the earth, whatever created us. Look, I'm amazed, like I told Tig, that your eye can see for miles, that your brain can go back to you was 4 years old and we recall, that a bird can get up and fly off a wing. You ought to be kissing the ground, praising it every day. It ain't a man, and like just like we were saying, some Christian call it God, they call it, Chinese call it Buddha, Indian call it Krishna. Everybody, God is invisible. God. Okay, the Bible says God made you in His image. No man made God in His image. Who Jesus look like?
Yeah.
Who Buddha look like? Right, a Chinese man. Man makes God in His image.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know where I stood, that I'm not an atheist.
And let's be reminded. My nephew Rod T. They got their own podcast called the Quality Life Podcast. You go and subscribe to those guys, man. They be hitting on it too now. Now don't think I just be doing it. But hey, anybody that's watching this show, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel when y'all view it. And guys, you should be loading up later on, probably about another hour or so. Man, it's good to have you guys, man, on the show. And man, we'll check with you guys in next time. And we are going to end it with a minute break. And this is your boy Jay the I Am. We are signing off from the Very Opinionated Show. Peace out.
Peace out, brothers.
All right now.